Your next storyteller. Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot his fear. I forgot his superstition. Real quick.
Eating off the wrong plate.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites. Your next storyteller is afraid that if he eats off of someone else's plate, he'll die. This night took a real upbeat turn, didn't it? Please give it up for one of my favorite people in Portland comedy, Sean Connery!
It was funny. It was like when the guy putting together the show was like, Sean, we're doing a show about bad luck. Do you want to be on that show? And I was like, yeah, I do. I want to be on that fucking show. And so they booked me. Then I was like, and I realized I had to take bad luck stories and make them funny, which is really fucking hard because it could just be sad. I don't know. But it's like because no one wants to hear a sad story, but it is like. Because I have like this thing, it's not really a bad luck story, it's just sad. It's like, I have seasonal depression. Does anybody have that in the audience? Yeah, it's a thing we have in Oregon. We had like 2 days of sun, so I feel okay today, you know, but that rain comes back, it's gonna be sad, you know. But, you know, it's a bad thing in Portland because it's such a whimsical place, you know, and you're sad, and you don't have the, you just can't get the energy some days to flip off the guy on the unicycle. You know? And you're just like, oh, fuck. Oh. Just be yourself, you fucking snowflake. You know? That's all you can do, you know? But it's funny about bad luck is that I'm from, like, poor people. Like, I would say white trash. You know, I think I'm comfortable saying that. But mainly, I'm from, like, Irish Catholics, you know? But it's funny, it's great because St. Patrick's Day is on Monday, and it's like, the old joke has always been the luck of the Irish, because it's not luck, what it is. It's like, you're just hard to kill. You don't get killed but like normal people, you know? It's like, it's the same luck that cockroaches have. You know? When the world ends, it'll just be a cockroach and an Irish guy fighting over some green people. And the Irishman's gonna win, I'll fucking tell you that. Too much pride, you know? But it's like, but it's a weird thing with luck because it's like, you know, it's like you get you through, but it's not a gift, really. You live. So you get to my age, and you just want to die. You just want a nice death. But you're not going to get it because you're Irish. It's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a very bad one. No, because it's like, I was just raised by horrible people. No, seriously. And just, I don't know how to live. I don't know what to eat. I live on cake. You know, I don't care. I just love cake. I ain't going to stop eating it. I don't give a shit what happens. And so I was like, this year I put on like 25 pounds. And so, like, I'm bigger, and I don't know how much space I take. And so I was, like, walking down the street in front of Powell's bookstore, and I just slammed into a woman because I take up too much space now. And she bounced off me like it was a trampoline right into rush hour traffic. What's the etiquette for pushing a woman in front of a Honda Civic? I don't know. I don't really even understand what etiquette means. But she was so angry because I pulled her out of traffic by her neck. You know, but I'm trying the best I can, you know. That was a true story, by the way. You know, and the thing is, though, I was just raised by goofy people. When I was 12, my parents bought me a motorcycle. Not a mini bike. They bought me a fucking motorcycle. Didn't buy me a helmet. I didn't bother wearing a shirt when I rode this thing around. And we lived in the city. I just rode it in the city streets, wherever I wanted to, and vacant parking lots filled with broken glass. You know, wherever the fuck I wanted to go. You know, just did what the hell I wanted to do. No one has ever been that free, I don't think. So buy a motorcycle and do that. But it was like, and then one day, I got in a high-speed chase with a police officer when I was 12 years old. No, And this is bad because there was like one empty lot, and so I'm like just going across there, and I can see the cop coming at me, and this is just a lot filled with concrete and like dirt and stuff. There's nothing there, and this guy was going full Dukes of Hazzard on my ass. You know, he wanted to get me bad, and he was destroying his car. His car was like jumping and shit. He was destroying that cop car trying to get me. And it was funny because I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm 12 years old. I'm on an 80cc motorcycle. It's going as fast as I can, which is not fast enough. Because this guy is in a 300 horsepower cop car, and he's got a gun. And so I'm going across there. I have to get to the far corner. I have to get there to get through and get back to my house. And but I can tell that he's winning. And the funny thing is like as we're going, he's like trying to cut me off, and we're getting closer and closer together. And I can see his face. I can see that he's looking at me and he's judging me as a human being and saying, this is just a dumb white trash kid, and I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna teach him a fucking lesson he ain't gonna forget. This is gonna be the worst day of his fucking life. There was one thing he didn't know about me though. Not only was I a dumb white trash kid on a motorcycle, I was also a dumb white trash kid that liked to dig huge holes in the middle of this fucking field. So all I did, I rode a motorcycle and dug holes. No, I vaguely remember seeing a movie where they dug traps for tigers. They dug big holes. It was like, I'm doing that, I'm getting a tiger. So we're going across. Look, I never saw the cop car go into the hole, but I heard a bang, and then there wasn't a cop car behind me anymore. And I just kept going. And yeah, but you're going, I think, I can tell you guys are going, but that's not bad luck. That's good luck. You got away. You got away. No, the bad luck is I was raised by people who gave 12-year-olds motorcycles. No, that's bad shit. I was raised by people who didn't raise me right. When it was time to go to college, I had no money for college. We spent that money on food and stuff. And so I had to join the Marine Corps. Now, this is the bad part about my life. See, I was a kid with what I like to call a morbidly big mouth. I will just say whatever the fuck comes to my mind. No, seriously, there was a guy that was like, this guy was like 6'5", weighed 280 pounds, and we were at a party, and he came up to me. He played football for the University of Oregon. He came up to me and said, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to throw you through that fucking window right there. And I weighed about 140 pounds, and so I looked him right in the face, and I was like, I think you're too big of a pussy to do that. He was so confused, he just walked away. I was kind of disappointed, but the thing is that doesn't work in the Marine Corps. That doesn't work. They don't take that shit. They beat the shit out of me every day I was in there. They have this thing in the Marine Corps where they can't hit you with their fists. Somewhere around 1975, they decided hitting people was a bad idea. So what they did was, they decided, some person was like, well, we can't hit him with the fist, but we got to hit him. So what we'll do is, we'll hit him with the rifle. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. This is a very American thing. It's like, we got to hit him. We got to be violent. We can't hit him with the fist. Let's hit him with the rifle. And so that's what they do. They just take a rifle and hit you across the head with it. And that's fine. And I got hit probably 10 times a day. And probably. I'm serious. But the funny thing was there was one day where we went and we repelled. And when we repel, you do it in bounds. You jump, stop, jump, stop. And you do it in 3 bounds. It's like 4 stories high. And if you fall, you'll die. And they're just glad to see you go if you can't do it. But no, I do it, and it's the funnest thing I've ever done in my life. It was amazing. I did it, but I took my time. I did a couple bounds. I did like 8 bounds, and I was like smiling when I got off of it. And the drill instructor came up to me and said, "You're a fucking pussy, aren't you? You were scared. That's why you did it." And I was like horrified because I was white trash, and it's one thing no one should ever call a white trash guy. Is that you're scared. And so we had to do one other one where it was just you're just like off the wall. You weren't touching anything. You're supposed to just lower yourself 3 times and hit the ground. And I was like, I'm going to show these motherfuckers how I do shit. And so they got me to the top of there, 4 stories up, and I just let go of the rope and landed on my feet. No. And the thing is, I was raised by idiots, so I was good at that. I lived. But the thing is, though, apparently, if you look like you're trying to kill yourself in the Marine Corps, they lose their shit. No. And this is the funny thing is, this is a long time ago, and so my drill instructor had been to Vietnam. You know, Vietnam. He had been in combat, and at some point in Vietnam, somebody had stabbed him in the face with a bayonet. I'm not kidding. One in one side, out the other. He was scared, the most scary-looking human being I've ever seen in my life. And the scary part is where that man with the huge bayonet scar in his face looks at you and goes, "You're a fucking psychopath." You know, and he meant it. And then he patted me on the back. We were big buds after that. But I don't know. It's weird. The weird thing is, though, the way I'll wrap this up is that I was raised by horrible people, and now I have a kid. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and so I'm responsible for another kid, and I'm trying to do the best I can. And the funny thing is, I had to explain to my daughter the other day why she shouldn't steal, and so she's in front of me, and I'm like, well, you know, you shouldn't steal because. I was like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. You know, I don't steal. I just have never wanted to. I think I probably would if I wanted to, but I had no idea, you know. And so I was like, well, you don't want anybody to catch you. And my wife was looking at me like, because I mean, how embarrassing would that be to have somebody catch you and you're a thief, right? And so my wife was looking at me like I'm the most horrifying person she's ever seen. And then I look at her like, well, you explain it then. And she's looking at me, and I realized that she wanted me to explain it because I was the one that was really good at lying to children. You know? I was the one who was really horrible, and so I was supposed to do that. And no, so so I hope my kid doesn't steal. That's all. If it comes up, it's going to be a problem. You know, you try to be honest and stuff. But I'm trying to think if there was another joke. There's a lot of stuff in there. No. Got a piece of paper. I'm just going to check, because I know there was like one thing I wanted to say that, oh yes. Okay, this is the worst one. I'll close on this one. But the thing is, like, I have set myself on fire a lot. No, just not on purpose. It's been an accident every time, but it's happened a surprising number of times. And you know, see, I'm a stand-up comic. I like to think of myself as the Richard Pryor of Portland, Oregon. It's happened a bunch. I mean, but I was telling my friend about it. He's like, "Well, Sean, you're a welder. It makes sense. You know, you get sparks and whatnot." I was like, "Well, yeah, I explained some of them, but I did set myself on fire making soup that one time." That was the worst one. No, because like I'm making soup, and you know I'm depressed because I'm making soup. It sucks. It's not a good thing to eat. I want cake. So I got the soup on the thing, and so I put the soup on. I'm depressed. I'm leaning up against the stove, and my shirt just went up. It was caught on fire. The bad thing is, I'm in the kitchen with a bunch of drunk Irish Catholics who I'm related to. And so their first thing is like, well, we got to put them out. And so they knocked me on the floor, and then threw a blanket over me and just started beating the shit out of me. Just beating the shit, just put them out! Put them out! Put some boots on that one. Somebody grabbed a frying pan and was just beating me with the frying pan. You know, they say that a number of people, when they catch on fire, the first thing they try to do is just run away. They're just running away from people trying to beat the shit out of them. I'm pretty sure. But, you know, eventually they put the fire out. The bruises healed in like 2 months or so. So whatever you do, all I'm going to say is, don't be related to me.